On today's episode of The Unwritten Rule, presented by FanDuel, Payton and I talked about a bunch of Mizzou events that happened over the weekend. Just the Payton and Jack show for today. We'll have Kenny back on Thursday. Little, I guess, housekeeping scheduling. We will recap the Minnesota game. I said Thursday. We record Thursday for Friday. We will recap the Minnesota game for Mizzou men's basketball for Friday's show. Didn't preview it here today just because we had two games to talk about with VMI and SEMO on the basketball front, and for football we also recapped the Texas A&M game. So talked for about 45-50 minutes with Payton about all three of those games. Also talked a little Mizzou women's basketball and quick hits in their first two wins of the season. Good start for Kelly Harper's team. Got some Tigers in the NFL. Talked a little first weekend of college hoops outside of Mizzou action. A little AP poll as well for football, because there's a bunch of national college football stuff that I wanted to bring up. So we did all that in quick hits as well. But a good show. But like I said, for Friday, we will preview Mississippi State for football, recap Mizzou, Minnesota for men's basketball. So that's what kind of the schedule looks like. We're in the thick of it for those two sports. This will be exciting, even if some hopes were kind of dashed for Mizzou football on Saturday. Still 4 games left to have some talking points from. So we'll have plenty of that going forward. But we'll dive into the show. Like I said, A&M recap first, SEMO, and then Virginia Military Institute. I don't know why I said their full name, but I did. The Key Debts. We recapped all 3 of those games with me and Payton did and dove into it. So we will dive into the show. The Unwritten Rule starts right now.
Marcel, where are you going with that disc? You are not putting that on again. Marcel, okay, if you press that button, you are in very, very big trouble.
Attention. Everybody stop what you're doing. It's time for The Unwritten Rule, a Mizzou sports podcast brought to you by the Believe Network, alongside Payton Haverman and Kenny Van Doren. Here is your host, Jack Knowlton.
Welcome back to The Unwritten Rule, presented by FanDuel. Today is Monday, November 10th. And Payton, first of all, it's just you and I on the show today. For those not watching on the YouTube and don't see that Kenny is not with us. He is a busy man on the Mizzou beat this weekend. But Payton, we have a ton of stuff to talk about. We're in that sports overload time. We've got the crossover between football and basketball on the college side, which is, I think, always a lot of fun. It gives you a ton of talking points. I feel like I'm in overload mode this afternoon. We're recording, full disclosure, around 5:30 on Sunday night. There's about 7 minutes left in the Mizzou men's basketball VMI game, which we're going to get to. We're going to talk that and SEMO after we talk about the loss for the Tigers on the gridiron. But Payton, I feel like I'm in sports overload mode. I've got that game on my phone next to me. I'm watching my favorite football team, the Seahawks, on a computer behind me, and I have my door to my setup open, and I can see my TV, and I've got Rams 49ers on there. So I feel like I'm just in sports heaven right now this afternoon. I don't know if you felt the same, but being in November, college basketball getting started, it's kind of a peak time right now, even if it's not the most successful for Mizzou football, which we'll talk about.
Yeah, no, it is a fun time. Not for college football, really, for us anymore. I mean, that's looking well done and over with. But, NFL, full swing, college basketball. You get a lot of fun non-cons this time of year, especially around Thanksgiving week.
Feast week.
So, yeah, it is a fun time.
It's a good week. NBA is back, of course. I'd be remiss as the resident NBA guy.
Who cares?
If I didn't mention the NBA.
I didn't mention hockey either. I mean, it's so
back
early in the seasons.
There's a lot of sports, a lot of Mizzou sports. And yeah, we are going to start with football. Of course, as I mentioned in the intro, we did not do a recap on Saturday night. Payton and I kind of both agreed we didn't really want to after Mizzou was trounced at home 38-17 by Texas A&M. So we're going to talk a little bit about it now. The Tigers lose. It's 3 in a row now. They're 6-3. A&M looked like the number 3 team in the country, played like the number 3 team in the country. Payton, Mizzou looked like a team that was down to a true freshman QB on offense and played like it was down to a true freshman QB on offense. Is not, I'm sure, the first start that Matt Zollers was dreaming of. 7 of 22, 77 yards. Didn't throw a pick, didn't have a touchdown. He did fumble once, and that led to a scoop and score that really broke the game open for Texas A&M. Gave an all-time game. I was gonna find his name, Payton, the guy who had the scoop and score and the fake punt, or the fake punt that he converted. I thought I wrote his name down, but that guy had an all-time day for Texas A&M. But I want to ask you about this, Payton, because I don't think there's any real point in wasting our breath debating or discussing and dissecting Matt Zollers' performance. It was bad. He didn't play very well. He was playing one of the best defenses, particularly one of the best pass rushes in the country. You and Kenny talked about that in the preview. So I just kind of want your thoughts on this offense in general and what you saw. We have had a lot of discourse this season, it feels like, about Kirby Moore. The Mizzou fan base has had a lot of discourse about Kirby Moore. How do you think he handled, and I want to save the run game and how that was utilized for a second, but just in a vacuum with Zollers and with this Mizzou passing offense, how did you see Kirby Moore handle the play calling? What did you like, not like, in terms of his work with that? Because I think that has been just a major talking point over this 3-game losing streak, is how he has handled this Mizzou offense. I was curious what you thought after Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, it's the easiest scapegoat in the world. Offensive coordinator is a very thankless job. I will say I thought some aspects were pretty bad from Kirby Moore. Ahmad Hardy only having 3 carries in the first half, even though Jamal Roberts was having a nice game. I thought that was far too few, especially when he opened the game with a 40-yarder, if I'm not mistaken. It was something like that. So that wasn't good. They went back to him too late. I will also say Ahmad Hardy was making some pretty awful mistakes. The false start was terrible. He totally blew like his pass protection assignment on a 3rd down that got Zollers sacked. It might have been the first time he got strip sacked, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I'll be honest, I tuned out of a lot of this game. It was not a game I ever thought Missouri had a good chance of winning coming in, and I never felt like they were under any threat. They were ever a threat to really upend A&M throughout. I mean, I was a little surprised there weren't a lot more just like quick reads, not quick reads, but like just straight up screen passes or swing passes, or just get the ball out to your first read, or just don't stand in the pocket anymore for Zollers. It's a lot of 50-50 balls, which, I mean, A&M made no bones about it. They were showing blitz often against Zollers and sending it. The ways to beat that are either screens or throwing up the ball to see if you can beat 50-50 or win a 50-50 ball against man coverage. Zollers was not afraid to do that. I'll say that. He threw the ball deep plenty of times, but a lot of them were pretty painfully inaccurate. He was not ready. I don't think there's any way to really put it other than that. He was very overwhelmed. I don't think Missouri did the best they could to put him in good positions from a coaching standpoint. Thought the O-line had another bad day. I really just wasn't impressed with them in pass pro. I will say, I mean, like, if you had told me coming into this game that they got 110 yards out of Roberts and 109 yards out of Hardy, I would have thought Missouri had a chance to win this game, but just no threat in the passing game whatsoever. I mean, you look at the leading receivers, it's Alubade with 3 catches for 74 yards, which, by the way, he started over Marquise Johnson. That speaks volumes, I think, to say the least, given some of the things we've talked about with him. But I mean, after that, the second leading receiver is Ahmad Hardy with 1 catch for 5 yards. Then it's Kevin Coleman with 1 catch for 1 yard. Jamal Roberts, 1 catch for 1 yard. Josh Manning with 1 catch for -4 yards. And that's it. That was all they got. I will say I thought Johnson did have a catch in this game. Maybe I misremember that, but
he definitely did. Yeah, you're right. He had a deep one, I thought.
No, not a deep. I don't think Johnson had a deep one. I thought it was like an out route on 3rd down, but it's neither here nor there. The passing offense was not close to good enough to win this game. Some of that is on Kirby. I really thought there should have been more quick game rather than just let's try and beat the blitzes with some deep shots. Some of it is on the O-line. Unfortunately, I'm going to say some of it was on Zollers. I mean, a lot of this was just flat out bad from Zollers. I thought he took a couple sacks that were kind of on him. His accuracy just wasn't there. But again, he's a true freshman making his first start against the number 3 team in the nation. A great pass rush, a great defense. I also will say, like, you have to remember he didn't get to play all of his senior year in high school. So I wasn't overly shocked by Zollers not playing well. I was shocked that it looked that ugly for much of the game, but it is what it is. I never really thought Missouri had a chance in this game, and now their season truly is over. I felt like it was like essentially over after Vanderbilt. Now we can put any kibosh on any sort of playoff discussions or whatever officially.
I think with the Kirby Moore stuff, I think you hit it for me. I was surprised that they didn't go with more quick hitting stuff because Zollers was connecting on a few of those passes. It felt like against Vanderbilt where, they'd rush him, they'd throw some kind of exotic blitzes at him, and I thought he did a pretty good job getting the ball out. And yeah, it just felt like a lot of the times it was, either we run the ball or we take a deep shot and hope that Zollers can connect, particularly with the Lubide. It's pretty shocking how he only had 3 catches given how much it felt like Zollers targeted him. It felt like, that was his main outlet, which is fair. Like you said, he started the game. He got more snaps. I believe he played the most non-offensive line snaps or something like that. It was like 51. So he was out there a lot on offense, and he's going to be a big part of this team in the future. I think, again, he showed that even in the limited pass game that they had. But yeah, that was the weird thing for me with Kirby and how he used Matt Zollers. I agree with you. I'm not going to get too frustrated or annoyed with Matt Zollers given, like you said, he's a true freshman. He's not ready. He was supposed to be the 3rd string quarterback. We didn't even know if he was going to play this season, and he has to come out against a really good A&M pass rush that, of course, is frustratingly led, right, Payton, by a kid from Missouri. Why is his name escaping me?
Cassius Howell.
Cassius Howell. Thank you.
Howell.
Thank
Cassius. Why am I struggling? Cassius.
Cassius.
I'm saying it. It's Cassius Howell. He's from Rockhurst. Like he is from Missouri's backyard.
Right. By the way, it was Dalton Brooks was the guy who had both the scoop and score and the fake punt, which all-time game for him. So yeah, I agree. And then there were times, Payton, I remember a text thread that we were in. Someone asked if Ahmad Hardy was hurt, and because he was legitimately not out there for a lot of the time. I appreciate what you said with holding him accountable for some of the mistakes. I didn't really notice that as much in the game, and I'm glad you caught that, but I don't think it changes the fact that it doesn't feel like Kirby Moore utilizes this rushing tandem enough. And yet part of that is when you can't pass the ball, it becomes very hard to, of course, call run plays because these teams week after week can just sell out for it. You saw Auburn do it pretty obviously, and I think Vanderbilt did a decent job at that as well. So it just becomes sort of a vicious cycle, but he did still get 109 yards and a touchdown. Roberts, I think, looked great when he was running the ball. Finally, some of those outside zones seemed to work. They had a lot of those cutback runs that were kind of clicking. But yeah, when you can't supplement it with any sort of a passing attack, you're just not going to win a game against a team this good. And that's what it comes down to. Would you like to rant at all about Mr. Link and the fake punt? Because we on this show, we're first to this.
I mean, it's kind of obvious at this point. I don't really need to belabor that point anymore.
What was the post that a long conversation could be had about this? Serious conversation could be had about the special teams. All the replies were just, it shouldn't be a short conversation.
Yeah, I mean, we all are seeing it now. I mean, I've been really on this for 4 years now. We all know what's going on with the special teams. It would not shock me if it rates. It's hard to kind of quantify special teams with metrics, but it really, I can't imagine there's a worse special teams group in the Power Four. And there were warning signs coming into the year. I mean, there was that quote before the year. I don't even remember who said it, like about getting some like actual contributors on both sides of the ball on the special teams to kind of help it. You're not supposed to do that at all, really. Like, special teams guys are special teams guys. That's how you're supposed to get some younger guys on the field early, but I mean, it's just a mess. And I mean, look, the kicking game, Robbins made a field goal. That was nice. He got the
49 yards
yard attempt or whatever it was.
49 yards.
Honestly, I don't know if they're still going to pretend to do that. Short game is Myers, long game is Robbins thing or whatever that they've mentioned on the broadcast a couple times. They should just let Robbins do it the rest of the year. I mean, his kicks look way better. He had room to spare on that 49-yarder. Okay, yeah, but we're burying the lead. I mean, a fake punt when there's a glimmer of hope. Missouri finally gets on the board. I believe it was 21-7. At that point, you get A&M a 3-and-out. You're going to get the ball back, and they run a fake punt for 50-something yards. You have that ridiculous stuff on the kickoff. There was a hold that negated a great return on a Folks return.
I was going to say he should have had 2 really big returns. De'Marion Folks had a good game.
What I didn't see, I had tuned out. I'm not going to lie. I completely turned the game off by this point. But like at the end of the game, like they just kicked the ball and it went over the returner's head. So I saw the video on Twitter later, and
I actually did too. I saw it today. I think they said, at least the broadcast said, that Jamal Roberts had tried to field it after it bounced up and it just went through his hands, and then they recovered it. You're talking about the one when they were already up 30. The game was over with like 2 minutes left.
The game was over, but I mean, it was just like, I don't know what else we need to see. The special teams has been a net negative all year. It will not ever be a positive for them unless something massive changes. I really am just out of words for it at this point. It's been ridiculous for 4 years now, how bad the units have been. And I'm tired of watching it. I really am. I'd like to just see a normal special teams unit for a change.
Yet somehow hasn't solely contributed to a loss yet, which I think is what feels like it needs to be the final nail in the coffin, because we've had a bounty of reasons for there not to be a major, or for there to be a major change already. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how I guess we'll see what happens, but yeah, that was another super frustrating moment. And then my last thing, Payton, is just, I realize this is not a very smart thing to say potentially after a team gives up 38 points in a game, but I just want to say the annals of college football history forgetting about this Missouri defense this year is going to be a sad fact for me, because there are just so many good guys. And I just want to end on like a positive note, because again, I just thought I saw some more impressive stuff. Tristan Newson led this team in tackles. Chris McClellan was awesome. Josiah Trotter was awesome again. Yeah, it sucks that it's gonna be wasted to an 8-4, 7-5 season, and that is just gonna be what it is.
I will say, I mean, the defense kept them in it for a while. They kind of broke down at the end when the game wasn't over. I mean, like when it was 24-10, I think.
Yeah.
Like, it's still, the game was kind of alive. They had A&M on a 3rd down and gave up the 50-something yarder. That sucked, but I mean, I think even Drink said after the game, like, they kind of kept Mizzou in it as long as they could. Just didn't, they broke down at the end, and I do agree with you. And I thought this was not even close to their best game. I mean, they didn't get a lot of pass rush. Darius Smith had a great game, I thought. But I mean, Zion Young and Damon Wilson were fairly quiet, which was a shame. I mean, it is a shame because I do think that unit was more than good enough to be playing in the college football playoff, but the offense wound up being kind of fool's gold after the beginning of the year. And of course, injuries hurt that a lot. And the special teams never looked like they belonged at a D1 level, quite frankly.
Yeah. It's a tough pill to swallow. Again, not many takeaways to have super positively. You're correct in your assessment. The CFP hopes are donezo now, official with the third loss, and we'll just have to see what Mizzou can salvage out of this season. And you start turning to the offseason and some Eli Drinkwitz speculation with all these jobs. So we'll see what happens. They play Mississippi State next. Payton, they do open as 6.5-point favorites on FanDuel to win that game at home. Do you think they do it with Zollers? Early outlook?
I'm going to be honest. I'm not bullish on Missouri's chances in that game, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Okay. All right. Well, the odds makers likes them. Is this team going 6-6, 7-5, or 8-4?
Right now, I'm going to say 7-5.
And that win is
get to 8-4, but
so that win is over Arkansas then for you if it's not Mississippi State.
Yeah, I'd have to say, because I mean Arkansas's defense is so bad. I think Missouri could just run the ball all day and probably win.
Okay, there you go.
But we'll see.
There's Payton's outlook. I'm still potentially hopeful at 8-4, but we'll talk about Missouri State.
I think obviously Missouri fans are going to be very upset, and I totally get it. Like, it is disappointing, especially after the way the season started, to kind of be in this sort of situation where by the time November, like the first game in November, you're out. But I do think getting to 8-4, even when you have to start your true freshman quarterback in all likelihood for the final 4 games, who is your third string, I think that's still a win. Then you can go to a bowl game, maybe put a nice little cherry on top of it with a trophy. I mean, it's kind of like last year, last year I went into the season expecting Missouri to be in the college football playoff by the end of the year. They didn't get there, but I mean, 10-3, a bowl win, still a good year. That's kind of what I think you have to look at now with Missouri. I think that if you get to 8-4, that's a solid year still.
I agree. Well, yeah, they open, like I said, as 6.5-point favorites against Mississippi State. So we'll preview that game next week. Should we talk some hoops, Payton, where Missouri did a little bit more winning? Might not be as
pretty as we'd like, but
might not be any less frustrating. But Missouri did get business taken care of. They played 2 games since you last heard from us on Friday. They started with SEMO, Southeast Missouri, a little in-state rivalry. By the way, football, Payton, I meant to mention this. Missouri and Missouri State, now the same records. They're both 6-3. Shout out to the Bears. They've had a good start.
Those are created equal for sure. Those 6-3 records.
They've had a good. They haven't had
a good year. So I mean, credit to Mo State. 100%.
Good first season in the D1 level. Missouri men's basketball, 2 games. Their second 2 games of the season. The first was against SEMO. It ended in an 89-84 win for Mizzou. Definitely not probably the scoreline everyone was expecting. I will caveat at the top that this was a 21-win SEMO team last year. That seems like it has its stuff together in the OVC and is going to again. I don't want to use that as any sort of an excuse, but that's a sneaky team at the mid-major level. I'm actually, you and I, Payton, are both big college hoops nerds. I actually am quite excited to watch what they do this year because they had some fun players when I went back and watched this game. But Missouri, only a 5-point win. Some concerns probably emerging from this game. I'll drop some stats from it. 19 turnovers for Mizzou. They were out-rebounded 33-30. And then the big one, Payton, I feel like 19 for 31 from the free throw line. That was 61%. I saw a graphic that was their worst shooting split from the free throw line since 2021. When I think they were like 30% against Ole Miss, which there's no way they won that game. What?
Yuck.
We'll take things one at a time with dissecting this game, because we can probably go pretty quick through the VMI one. By the way, they won 106-68, so they've rebounded well on Sunday.
Very good second half in particular.
Yeah, against the Keydets. So we could probably speed relatively through that one, but there's a couple things couple directions you can go here, Payton. What was your biggest takeaway from this game? Maybe biggest worry or biggest positive, wherever you want to start after a 5-point win over SEMO.
I mean, look, it's interesting because SEMO was 9 for 30 from 3. I would have guessed a lot more, just because, I mean, this Luke Almodovar,
I think is how you say his name.
Yeah.
What a player.
He was excellent, and so was Stacker for SEMO. Those two were out of this world good. They
have been a former Arkansas guy too, I think.
Do they? I don't know.
Blocker. I think that is Layden Blocker. I think he played for Arkansas.
No, that's not Layden Blocker.
Landron Blocker?
No, Layden Blocker is a different guy.
Is that not the Arkansas guy?
No, there's no way. That Layden Blocker. Look this up while I talk.
I'm doing it. You wait?
No,
he's only a sophomore. You're right. No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Different guy.
Maybe they're related, but I mean, because Layden Landron, that's close. I can see someone doing that. But I mean, really, the thing that just kind of scares me about this team right now, the turnovers are bizarre. I mean, look, we know what Dennis Gates' defense's holes are. All right. They're going to give up 3-point attempts. They're going to give up 3-point makes. It's going to happen. All right. There's no point in getting that upset about it at this point, because it's just, you're going to drive yourself insane. But the turnovers for us, I mean, for Missouri, I mean, that boggles my mind how bad they were in the turnover department, because that's not the hallmark of a Dennis Gates coach team a lot of the time. You know, they're a lot more safe with the ball typically. I mean, Mitchell in particular, Mitchell was excellent. He wasn't good from the line to start. I believe he kind of turned it up like after finally seeing one to go in. I think he was like 0 for 5 to start.
I think you're right.
He was 0 for 4 in the first half, and then he went 5 for 7 in the second half, which is much better. But, I mean, he still had 29 points, pulled in 5 boards, had 3 assists even. That's nice. But 6 turnovers, 4 turnovers for Sean Phillips, who, I'll be honest, I thought Sean Phillips was the worst player on either side in this game. He was really, really not good. He was tough. He was not very good on defense. I thought the line score doesn't look so bad. 3 for 5, 7 points, 5 boards, a couple assists even, but 4 turnovers. He had 3 fouls and a lot. I kind of remember them being pretty bad. He was not good. Ant had 3 turnovers. Just a weird, sloppy, messy game that I don't think Dennis Gates is going to be thrilled with at all, to say the least. I will give credit where credit's due also. I do also have to point out Missouri held SEMO scoreless for the first 5 minutes or so, and still found a way to give up 51 in the first half. They got blitzed, but they did tighten it up in the second half, only gave up 33. I think if you give up 33 a half, you're going to win more games than you don't, certainly. So they tightened it up. They kind of eventually pulled away in this one. It was a bad game, not a good win at all. I will say, though, this is not every single year Missouri has kind of done this. Penn in Dennis Gates' first year was not a good one. Jackson State beat them in Dennis Gates' second year, and Loyola, that was a tough game to watch. Last year, even, I mean, Eastern Washington held their own with Missouri for a long portion of that game. So
84-77 was the final score of that.
Yeah. Not
Caleb
a good
Grill, 33 points in that game.
Yeah, that was the game he really got in, kind of just got in groove. So we'll see if Mizzou can kind of turn SEMO into a Jackson State situation, or if they turn it into an Eastern Washington situation and just kind of springboard from there.
Yeah.
It is also, I think, somewhat important to note that a game like SEMO, it's not going to matter to most like ordinary people that are not super fans of college basketball, but SEMO is probably a team that's going to finish in the 150 to 200 range, in just like the net and all of that, like all the big metrics that are used. That makes a much bigger difference, a win like that, even a slight one, than having a win over like last year they beat Mississippi Valley State. That did nothing for them. So that was that. I think that is something to note. But yeah, this was a concerning performance, top to bottom. I'm glad they rebounded well from it, but I mean, it was every single hallmark of Dennis Gates's flaws. Just reared their ugly head in this one.
Yeah, no, like I said, I'll heap on that with the resume thing to use it as an excuse to always talk about mid-major basketball. But yeah, I mean, SEMO went 21-12 last year. I think they went to the OVC championship game or maybe the semifinal.
Yeah, they lost to SIUE.
And they also brought a lot of that talent back. So these are guys that know how to play up. Stacker, who Payton mentioned, I think was their leading scorer last year too. And yeah, so he wasn't. Sorry, he was their fourth leading scorer. So I don't know. They brought back a decent amount of that talent back. They're a good team. I won't knock on them. I think it's a good take with the turnovers, Payton. Mine will always be if a team is shooting like under 70-75% from the free throw line. I just think, you're always going to have a close game with people, especially a team like Missouri who can really dominate the paint. If you're not making free throws that can absolutely sink you in games, I think it's inexcusable to keep shooting that bad. Definitely don't want to see that trend continue from the free throw line. But like you said, Mitchell in particular did clean it up. He is going to be the guy they need to lean on to be consistent from the line, because he's going to go the most of probably anybody. I'll segue to the winners. I agree with most of your takes, I think, about how this game went from a negative standpoint. I still put Mitchell in my winners category. Luke Northweather, I thought, was largely great. They highlighted one play he made actually during the VMI game. It was that deflection that he had when SEMO, I forget what the score was, but a guy was driving to the lane, tried to throw up a lob, and he just swatted it away. I think it was Sebastian Mack who then got the ball and converted a layup on the other end. He was making some really nice plays. I thought he was fine on both ends. He hit a three. He looks pretty comfortable, at least when he goes in and is in the corner, and he gets it. He's ready to shoot. And you don't need him to necessarily be a scorer for you, but I think if he can continue bringing some value as a rotation big, I think that's going to be huge, especially as, we'll see what happens with Sean Phillips. He didn't play against VMI. He was scratched because of an illness, which is kind of a bummer. I would have liked to have seen a bounce back game from him because he was so good against Howard, and then it went way down against SEMO. And it seems like he's going to be the main kind of big alongside Mark Mitchell, based on kind of some of the early trends here. But it's good that Luke Northweather is emerging as kind of an option. The other one, I threw Jaden Stone in there too, Payton. 14 points. He went 5 for 9 from the field. 3 of 7 from threes. Not great. 2 assists. Did have 3 turnovers, but like you said, everyone kind of turned the ball over. I still thought he was decent. I think with a guy where you literally couldn't have any expectations because he's such a wild card player with how long he was out, I think what he's brought is overall been a positive through these first 3 games now. So I liked him. I thought he was fine. Anthony Robinson, decent bounce back game for him, but it is going to kind of be about, in what sequences and against what matchups can you find the right 3 guys to pair next to Robinson and Mitchell. That's kind of the challenge, it seems like. And they struggled. I'm going to do it. I still don't get the defense sometimes where they hedge every single ball screen and are having bigs blitz a point guard 40 feet from the basket. I think that gets them out of rotation. I think it happened a lot against SEMO. I haven't sent you them, Payton, but I have some pretty funny screenshots of just like 4 players on one side of the court and 2 SEMO guys wide open, and you'd be shocked to find these end in buckets, but that's a little bit more nuancy. They got the win. It's a good mid-major team they played. I think that's what I took from it. And then Sunday, like we said when we're recording this, they finished off VMI. So to go back, Payton, to last year, it was 84-77. They beat Eastern Washington. You mentioned it. They played Mississippi Valley State. The next game, they won 111-39. Some of that is the fact that they were playing the mighty Delta Devils, who are probably now most in the headlines for having players who I think bet on games. I believe they were one of those 4 teams. They went out and trounced the Keydets of Virginia Military Institute. First time these 2 teams have ever played. I saw that fact, Payton. 106-68. I am excited to go watch this game back. But some of your thoughts, especially in that first half, it was closer in that first half. You can see if you're watching on the YouTube, we've got the stat broadcast up. They ended on a 19-1 run, kind of figured it out in the second half, which they did not do really against SEMO. But yeah, Payton, any foreboding or overarching takeaways? Another good solo performance too from a guy on the other team, TJ Johnson, 31 points for VMI. He was hitting some rainbow threes, but so there you go. Fun player to watch maybe if you want to follow the Keydets. But what did you take away from this game?
Bruh.
Payton, what did you take away from this game? He thinks I'm going to edit that part out. Where's my unplugged? I'm not going to do it.
He better edit.
Not going to do it, folks. Not going to do it.
Jack's going to edit that out, everyone. He will.
I might just share my water bottle too.
No, this one, look, this is going to sound weird, but I'm actually okay with how they played defense in this game. VMI very clearly did not have any other strategy other than hucking up threes. They shot 19 for 57 from the field and were 15. They shot 42 3-point attempts. That is insanity. Okay. Let them do that. All right. If
you're talking to a guy who watched a team do that pretty much every game, that number doesn't, that it goes right over my shoulder these days.
Yeah, I guess. But look,
more on them later.
At the end of the day, this was a team that Missouri was much more athletic than, and they knew it. They finally played like that in the second half. Really wore down VMI. VMI finally started missing a few threes. I don't have a problem with Missouri giving up 15 3-point makes because I do think they are capable, even in SEC play, of really taking a team out of the game in the paint. They are really long and athletic. So if they're able to do that, that's okay. I really don't have a problem with them allowing 3-pointer if that's going to be the paint defense. Again, it's VMI. We'll see how it translates. You still can't let teams burn you for 15 when you're playing better athletes. 15 3-point makes, that is. But I don't think that'll happen every game. They held VMI to 28 in the second half. They scored 56. It was a much better day from the line. I know it doesn't look it with the 25 for 35, but Mitchell,
Payton, I need to cut you off just to quantify what you are saying about the physicality.
Mm-hmm.
Can you without looking, you might have already seen it. What do you think the points in the paint was?
I think VMI may have had at most like 8 or 10. Missouri had a lot more than that. What was it?
Missouri outscored VMI in the paint 60-2.
Whew. Yeah. Okay. Look,
sorry, I figured that was a stat that was worth injecting.
Missouri is not going to outscore smaller SEC teams 60-2, but if you can even like make it like a pretty big mismatch in the paint, if you give up a few threes, that's fine. I do think that is okay because I felt fine about the defense is basically my point coming out of this one, particularly in the second half. I thought the line shooting was much better. Mitchell in particular, 10 for 13 was great. He had 24 and 10. Only 2 turnovers. I thought that was better. 11 turnovers in general. 3 of them came from Javon Porter, who I'll be honest, I continue to not be impressed by at all. Again, I thought Luke Northweather was solid. He didn't give you much in the offensive department, but he pulled in 10 boards, had 3 assists even. So he was good. Ant was great in this game. 6 for 7 from the field, 3 for 5 from deep, 4 assists. Only 3 fouls. That's good, for him especially. So
he had one in the SEMO game that was the classic, coming over to help and just swatting instead of putting your body in front of the guy. And that's I like cringe because I'm like, we all want Ant to be an NBA guy. NBA guys, get their body in front of that guy and instead of just swatting. But so you're right, that is good. Yeah. I like the VMI had 17 turnovers, but I feel like the stat that's always more important is what you do with those. And Missouri turned those into 30 points, which is big time.
Very good.
And yeah, if they can keep turning teams over, I can start to get less annoyed with the random 1-3-1 zones and the 2-3 zones and
they out rebounded VMI 50-25. So
double them up.
That's also excellent. How about this? I mean, I didn't even notice this. I thought it was one of Jaden Stone's quieter games, and he was 7 for 10 from the field.
I just think
and he had 7 boards.
It's going to be difficult. I think impossible. We keep saying it, to replace Tamar Bates and Caleb Grill, but if Jaden Stone can be a different style of scorer, but similar in impact to what like a DeAndre Golston brought in that 2022-23 season, I think that can really raise the ceiling for this team. And you didn't see, you're waiting for some guys to come back. Again, they did this on the boards without Sean Phillips. I'm still hoping that an Anor Boateng can really, kind of emerge this year when he gets healthy.
That's worth noting. No Pierce or Boateng again for these next 2 games. Look, last year Perkins had the mystery injury thing and he wound up coming back. So you kind of hope that's what's going to happen with Pierce and Boateng, but I'll always hold my breath.
Yeah. Well, again, to go back to 2022-23, that's the mystery. That's the mystery injury season of all mystery injury seasons. So yeah, there's some of those guys that I think could come back. You had Nicholas Randall minutes, 3 points in 6 minutes. He had
a dunk,
there you go,
sick dunk in this game.
It's great to see him. Oh my gosh! Side note: I just watched an onside kick attempt with 9 minutes left in a fourth quarter, which you just don't see that much. Yeah, I thought this was a good performance for Mizzou, a good bounce back. Don't need to harp on it too much. It is Virginia Military Institute. Keep an eye on TJ Johnson, though, I guess. That TJ Johnson and what was the other guy's name from SEMO? I'm forgetting.
I already went through it. Yeah. Blocker, I thought Stacker.
Stacker and Johnson. Really, we need to maybe we'll come back at the end of the year and make our all Mizzou non-con team, and we'll not include Kansas because Darren Peterson doesn't deserve. That's not who we're talking about.
I do remember also Eastern Washington had a player go off, and I thought I remember saying I thought he was going to be a high major player. I'd have to go back and check who it was.
I can tell you. I have it in front of me.
Well, I want to know what player I said.
I know. I assume it was their leading scorer was Andrew Cook.
Yeah, maybe it was him. Did he go high major?
No, he's still there. He had 24. Mason Williams had 20.
Did he go high major?
He is at Iowa State now.
Oh, I hope I'm going to go back and find that episode and see if I said him or Cook. I think it was Williams. Cook, though.
He has not played for Iowa State yet.
Oh, dang it. But he's there. So that's something.
He's listed. He is listed on the roster by the looks of it. Might have been him. Mason Williams.
I'll have to go back and look.
In that game, I was going to check. He had 20 points in 38 minutes, 7 of 13 from the field, 4 of 9 from 3. It's probably him. He's probably drilling threes, and and we were getting angry watching it. So maybe we'll be right about TJ Johnson. Maybe he'll be the next up. All All right, there you go. That's enough. That's enough VMI talk. We went about 45 minutes on the Mizzou roundup, but we've got more. I've got. We're going to talk a little women's basketball and some other Mizzou stuff. And in quick hits, Payton continue to carry the load without our dear friend Kenny Van Doren for this episode. But we'll have some of his contributions. We'll go to the other side in quick hits. Okay, quick hits time. We'll finish out the show. Ton of Mizzou stuff. We recapped, and we have some more to talk about. But first, Payton, we have our quiz.
Oh yes,
quiz.
I completely forgot about it by evidence of the fact that I don't have it pulled up.
I knew he didn't pull up the quiz because if you're watching on the YouTube, he doesn't have it up in front of him, so he's gonna pull it up right now.
What's it called? Daily Dozen.
Daily Dozen trivia. We need a Ken Sports short. We haven't had a proper Ken Sports short in a while.
Yeah.
With a Kenny made quiz, but I actually do like doing these, especially when it's just us two and not him, because then he texts us and gets really mad when we don't know the answers. But we've been doing okay when it's just the two of us the last couple times. So I'm dare I say maybe a little confident, but we'll see how we do. Should we run it?
Yes.
Let's do it. All right. NFL question first. By the way, this is 9 questions. We see how many we can get right if you're a new viewer for some reason. All right. A second-round pick out of Western Michigan. This tight end totaled 3,200 receiving yards for the Broncos and Lions between 2006 and 2013. Ooh. This is like peak our childhood NFL fandom.
So it wouldn't be like Julius Thomas, because he played for the Jaguars and the Dolphins.
Broncos and Lions.
I don't know who this is.
Lions.
To be honest with you.
No.
Darren Fells played way past 2013. Owen Daniels played for the.
Oh yeah, Owen Daniels. I can't think of any Lions tight.
By the way, on air breaking news: Tiger in the Wild. Drew Lock is in the game for Seattle.
Yeah,
snap! He fell on top of it.
You're ahead of me.
Also, Harrison Mevis is on the TV screen. He is the Rams kicker today. I don't believe he's missed a kick, but I mean the Rams have scored 6 touchdowns. So, I'm just gonna go with Darren Fells. I don't
know. I can't think of anybody from that era.
I don't know who that would be, and I feel silly, but I don't know. Yeah, that's not it.
NBA.
Wow, holy gosh, this is a free space.
NBA free space. Nico Harrison is currently the general manager for what Western Conference team, Payton?
That is going to be, Jack, the Dallas Mavericks.
The Dallas Mavericks, who you feel bad for, but then they got Cooper Flagg.
No, I don't.
Yeah. MLB. Reliever Johnny Venters posted a sub. Oh, Payton's excited about this one. Let me read it quick. Reliever Johnny Venters posted a sub-2 ERA in 164 appearances from 2010 to 2011 while pitching for this NL East team. Payton,
how about this for a question? So Johnny Venters, the answer is the Braves. But then a cool story with him. He actually got injured, like he kept having like arm problems, didn't pitch in the majors for like 7 years or 8 years, and finally made it back like in 19 or so. So very cool story for him, and it's pretty cool that he's a question here. I'm gonna go with the Braves because that is the answer.
Good lore. I didn't know any of that, as you can tell. History question now. We're away from the sports categories. While California carries the most say
electro rates
today, this state carried the Payton, we're stupid. Isn't it electorates? It's electorates. We can't read. We can't read. We're dumb. It's electorates.
Oh my gosh. I kept thinking like electro rates. What does this mean? Is this some sort of power statistic?
It's the number of the state when you vote, how many they get.
Yeah, electorates. That's the number.
I'm gonna try again. While California carries the most electorates today, this state carried the most electorates for the first 6 U.S. presidential elections.
I think it's Virginia.
Oh, I was thinking New York, but I think you're right. Virginia makes sense. Early days, East Coast states.
Boy, we're dummies.
We are dummies, especially if we get this wrong, which we didn't.
It is Virginia. Okay, I do know history.
All right, sorry for the audio listeners
on that, but
yeah, good for you. Sorry for the audio listeners, celeb mashup.
But I can't read. That's my problem.
I couldn't read it either. I had it wrong.
Yeah.
All right, 2 celebs, Payton. I think that's right. Is Robert Pattinson
Sure,
the
man.
hair in here,
I'm
the beard?
so bad at this. I don't know. This is for our YouTube listeners, so let's just
And I know who the
I feel like I do know that face.
I
but
know who the
can't
woman's.
think of who it
Yeah,
is.
it's. Oh, what is her name? Oh, I'm not gonna get this. She's hosted SNL like once or twice and been kind of funny. That's like how I know her, which is bad because she's also, I'm sure, in movies and TV.
I don't know who it.
I feel like it's
Any
like
ideas?
I feel like it's like Zoe something, but I don't know who that would be.
Rachel, Zoe.
You
Zoe
can just guess Zoe. It's not Zoe Kravitz.
Saldana, Zoe Kravitz.
It's not Zoe Saldana.
Is it not Zoe Kravitz?
It's not Zoe Kravitz.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's not Gwyneth Paltrow. I don't know why that was my thought at first. But,
what is her name? I think she's in the. Isn't she in the what's the series with Robert Pattinson, the vampire one? To Twilight.
Twilight. Yeah.
I think she's in that.
I don't know her name. We're taking too long. I'm just
Twilight. Hold on. Twilight cast. I got it. I'll get it.
I think this is cheating because you can see her face.
She's not in the Twilight series. Move on.
Okay, well, give me a name. We got to move on.
Okay, you can guess who is in the lead of the Twilight series, who I was thinking of, but it's not her. Kristen Stewart. It might be her. That's not how you spell it.
Oh, I'm misspelling Kristen. Boy, this is a tough look for us.
Who's Boo Boo Stewart? I don't know who that is.
Kristen Stewart.
It might be her.
Oh my God, we
just
got celebrity matchup right.
I got it.
Basically, you did
Nice.
Because I didn't have any guesses.
All right, beverages with a white cap and its name in white print. What brand of spring water comes in a light blue colored plant-based carton? Oh, I was gonna guess Aquafina because they have a white cap.
They have a white cap. Yeah.
This just said it's a
But
carton.
that's just plastic.
I don't know carton water, which is bad. I mean, I try to buy like Liquid Death and canned water, but
Let's just go Aquafina.
Does it also have like a name of a missing child? This sounds like a milk carton from the like 60s. All right.
Moving on.
Television. Parodying Bravo reality TV shows, this BET show aired from 2013 to 2016 and starred famous men like Kevin Hart, Nick Cannon, and Nelly playing fictionalized versions of themselves.
I have no idea. Do you?
No, and I definitely should. This is we just don't know we don't know anything. We know sports.
I watch sports, that's it. And I like history. I'm gonna just guess Modern Family.
All right, movies. Daniel Craig's first appearance as James Bond was this 2006 film. See, and all the James Bonds are the same sounding name to me.
Is this like oh God, what James
Goldfinger?
Bond?
No,
it's not Goldfinger. Has he been in Goldfinger was old, I thought.
They're all have the same. It's all like No Time to Die or Sniper from Hell. I don't know.
Let's just go No Time to Die.
Kenny's Lead. That's not it. That's the newest movie. I like Peyton's got to put his mic, like hold it with his chin to type in the answer.
I don't know, dude. We're gonna just go with Goldfinger because that was your first instinct.
Sure.
Music.
Have you ever met a girl that you tried to date, but a year to make love, she wanted you to wait? Are the opening lines to this Bismarcky song? Do you know? You don't know?
No, I don't.
Come on, Peyton. You know. You got what I need.
It's that song, but I don't know.
I
don't know the name of it.
Or you say he's. You say he's just a friend, Peyton. Just a friend.
Okay. I mean, I know the song. I don't know any of the lyrics to it, but was there anything you felt like we could get?
No.
Absolutely not. Then let's just do No, I'm Done.
Let's see what they were. All right, NFL was only 10%. That was the least guessed answer. Let's see.
Tony
Scheffler would have never got it.
Beverages, just water. No,
just water. Pass.
Television, Real Husbands of Hollywood. Oh, so it's like a.
Oh, it literally was a parody. I guess we overthought that. That. Casino Royale. We should see again. Casino Royale, No Time to Die, Goldfish. Who cares? They're all the same.
Yeah, not an excellent effort, but we still got 5.
We're gonna have some James Bond fans that are very, very mad at us. All right, I will read Kenny's Tiger in the Wild and headlines for the rest of our quick hits. His Tiger in the Wild, Peyton, It's going to go to Trevin Brazil, of course, the former Missouri men's basketball turned Arkansas men's basketball player who is still a member of the Razorbacks. Actually, only a fifth-year senior. I probably shouldn't give Trevin Brazil too much crap. It's not the most egregious stint. It just feels like he has been around forever because we've known his name for so long. He was involved in a little bit of an incident at the end of Arkansas's defeat to the Michigan State Spartans, which was, of course, in East Lansing. They were chanting airball at him as he walked off the court because he airballed a potential game-tying three, I believe, in Arkansas's loss. And he hit a fan with a towel. I will say, Payton, it didn't really look intentional. He was like stretching the towel out with both his hands, and it kind of whips. It's a really funny clip.
I mean, he
kind of
like whips it. Like, what is he? Does he expect it to hit nothing?
I don't think
he didn't mean to let go of it.
I don't think he meant to let go. I don't think he meant to let go. Regardless, it hit a Michigan State fan, and a guy got it on camera, and it was really funny.
Yeah. I mean, that came after, like you mentioned, I mean, he took the potential game-tying shot and missed pretty much everything. Yeah, very interesting game, that one, because Arkansas definitely didn't play their best, but I mean, also Michigan State only made 1 3-pointer in this game, I believe, and still came away with the win. So interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Look, I've made my feelings known about Trevin Brazil. I'm not a fan. I kind of like seeing him miss the 3-pointer. You know, that's a tough situation. I don't think he was walking over to the crowd like trying to hit a guy. No. I don't think that was his intention, but it was just a weird looking incident.
Again, you know, being a Missouri podcast and seeing that happen to a Tiger turned Razorback, you're going to bring it up. But I agree. I actually, seeing the clip, my first thought was, oh, he definitely just like let go of the towel by accident and it swung around and whacked a Michigan State fan. I don't think there was any intention to it, but it is funny that did come after an airball missed three. It is a sort of, I think that's what they call a comedy of errors, Payton, in the biz. Yeah. So tough start. And we're saying this as a Missouri podcast, knowing full well that Arkansas is going to be really, really good. And those will be two tough games.
Like in our top 3 of the SEC.
Trevin Brazil dropped like 25 and 12 in his first game. He'll be all right.
Who did they play?
Yeah, that's true. Payton, what's your Tiger in the Wild this week, my friend?
My Tiger in the Wild is going to be Luther Burden. Because he had a nice day. I think he had 3 catches for, check me on this, Jack, but I think he had 3 catches for, I'm going to guess,
I'll fact check you. I got you. 3 catches for 41 yards. Luther Burden.
Including the one you're seeing here, if you're watching on the YouTube, Clay Harbor tweeted it. Maybe the best route I've ever seen Luther Burden run. Just a nice selling to go, able to kind of just set his feet and really crisply turn and grab a ball from Caleb Williams. This was the last drive of the game that helped the Bears take the lead. So Luther's he played well today. It was a game the Bears had 6 drops. He did not have one of them. Steadily going to see an increase in his playing time, I think. It has been very positive stuff early on for him. Bonus Tigers in the Wild. Mevis was, of course, the starting kicker for the Rams today, or just the Rams only kicker, I guess. Believe he went 6 for 6 on PATs. I don't think there were any field goal attempts in there. And Drew Lock got to play. So There you
go. 3 catches for 51 yards, Payton.
51. Wow, what a day. Good for Luther Burden.
Yeah, I saw a lot of I was combing through Twitter when looking for this clip and seeing a lot of people asking for him to start, and so that's very exciting to see some hype. Yeah. All right, I'll just ask this. Another comeback win. Give me a feeling out of 10 for the Bears. You're wearing a Bears shirt. You're not ignoring this. You're not getting out of this
3.
one. 3.
Yeah.
That's not very high for a 6-win team now?
Yeah, 3 out of 10. I feel like they're in the right direction.
Okay. Not a great team, maybe not even a good team, but not a bad team.
Yeah, they're a solid 3 on the Payton Richter scale.
All right, we'll see how that changes. That's a big win. I watched the end of that game. Good for Luther Burden.
Mm-hmm.
My Tiger in the Wild this week specifically is going to go to Shannon Dowell. Kind of the entire Mizzou women's basketball team. But Shannon Dowell, she eclipsed 1,000 points in Mizzou's win over Tulane over the weekend. So good for her. Obviously started her career at Illinois State, spent 2 seasons there. Actually, she's at right now exactly 1,000 points. It was her last bucket in the game. So if you go on her stats at ESPN, it says exactly 1,000. Very satisfying. But yeah, she had a really good game. Mizzou got a really nice win. Road win over Tulane. They won 77-69 over the Green Wave. She had 10 points. She also had 12 rebounds, so a double-double for Dowell. Grace Slaughter, who's had a really nice start to the season, had 27 points on 16 shots. Maybe needs to give a tutorial to the men's team with free throw shooting. She went 12 for 12 from the line. Payton in this. 27. Mizzou shot almost 38%, just under 38% from 3, and had 5 total players in double figures in the win. So 2-0 since that loss to Maryville. I realize, it's Tulane and Central Arkansas who they've beaten, but that was a road win. They went, into Tulane and got that dub. So a good start for the Mizzou women's basketball team on the season, which is obviously good to see after you lose to a D2 school. Seems like there's some talented players there.
It's a road game. It's a road win over Tulane, like a school you've heard of.
I think they had 18 wins last year, Tulane.
Yeah, Tulane, I mean, like, I did do some digging, like, after this win. They're not like a stellar American powerhouse, but they're a solid program, certainly not one in dysfunction at all. I mean, it's kind of like you said. I mean, after the Maryville win to beat 2-0, that's a good response because I think if you can lose to a D2 school, you can definitely lose to an American team on the road. So good win. Shannon Dowell's been awesome to start the year. Certainly looks like their best player so far.
Yeah. Her and Grace Slaughter have both been great. Arkansas State is up next for them. So we'll see if they can.
2 days, 0 hours, 1 minute, and 4 seconds.
Thank you, Payton.
As we're recording.
Thank you. Headlines. Kenny's headline is the AP poll. We're
still doing this, even though it doesn't matter.
We're still doing it, even though it doesn't matter. But I'm doing it in part one because Mizzou is no longer in it. Was 27th overall. I think had like 50 something points to get ranked. But I also did it, Payton, to kind of talk about to have some more fun with college football. Talk about the other chaos that happened because 19 positions changed in the AP poll. It was only like the top 5 that were the same. A couple of new teams. There was a ton of shakeup. Payton, what was your favorite game from the weekend of college football? Because obviously it was not Mizzou A&M.
Hawaii, San Diego State.
Oh, I'm sure. Right.
Yeah, no, I didn't watch much this weekend. I'm not going to lie to you. I just wasn't enthused. I knew Missouri was going to lose more likely than not, so I didn't really watch a whole ton. I did watch Iowa-Oregon. That was a great ending.
That was a good game.
Oregon pulled that one out. Yeah, like you said, Missouri no longer ranked. Louisville lost to Cal. Virginia lost to Wake Forest. ACC took a huge hit this weekend, so...
That was part of what I wanted to bring up with, like, I was looking at some of the postseason stuff on FanDuel. Right now, the odds to win the ACC championship game, Georgia Tech is plus 190. Duke is plus 290. Duke just lost to UConn. That's just how crazy the ACC is because they still only have one loss in conference right now. SMU is plus 460 and Pitt and Virginia are both plus 800. All of them are 5-1. Duke is 4-1. And then Pitt's going to get game day. I saw that they're headed to Pitt for Notre Dame Pitt, which will be exciting. So yeah, the ACC is in just absolute hell. Another interesting one too. Texas Tech kind of solidified themselves. They're now minus 280 to win the Big 12. No other team has plus 500 odds or better. So they're kind of in the driver's seat there after beating BYU. I saw the Indiana Penn State ending. That catch was insane. Indiana, man, what a fun story. I hope they can go on a run. So just some chaos, but yeah, Mizzou's no longer ranked in the AP poll. We'll see if they sneak in the CFP that comes out on Tuesday, but
they really should not.
Doubt it. Yeah, I doubt it. All right. Your headline this week, sir.
My headline is going to be keeping tabs on the non-con foes of Missouri here. particularly one. Headline comes from ESPN, I guess, by way of the Associated Press. North Carolina rallies, makes early statement in topping Kansas. Yes, this fun, like when you think of college basketball, this is a matchup you think of right off the top. North Carolina beats Kansas and beats them pretty handily, 87-74. UNC entered the game ranked 25. Kansas was 19. They were down at the half, and I mean they lit it up. I don't remember the exact numbers in the second half. I'm going to pull up the box score. Yeah, 58-37. North Carolina won the second half by Peterson, Darren Peterson for Kansas, the very, very dynamic freshman. He was good in this one. He had 22 points on 8 of 14 shooting, 3 for 5 from deep. But yeah, they couldn't overcome. I mean, Bryson Tiller, how about that? 4 for 4 from deep. But yeah, they couldn't. That wasn't enough. UNC got a pretty easy win here by double digits.
Yeah, I'm glad I can say this on the pod. I am not a Kansas believer. I think Darren Peterson's going to be really good. You know, there's a elite class of freshmen right now. Among them, too, Payton, Caleb Wilson for North Carolina had 24-7 and 4 assists and 4 steals, which is pretty tremendous of a stat line. But I don't think this is Kansas's year. I am not a Kansas believer this year. I really like Darren Peterson. I think he's going to make an NBA team very, very happy. But I think Bill Self is on the downward side of his coaching tenure at Kansas, and I'm not buying the Jayhawks. So this made me look somewhat smart. I had that take preseason, and I'm standing by it. Standing by it.
And I mean,
I think there are 4 other teams off the top of my head that I can think in the Big 12 that are better than Kansas.
Houston, I think, is definitely better. I'll throw BYU in there.
That's 2.
Probably Arizona. I think I'll put Arizona in that mix.
I got one more.
I don't know about Iowa State.
It's not them.
Not going to be Kansas State, obviously. Not going to be Oklahoma State. Not going to be Utah. Who is it? Who's the last one?
The Grant McCaslin Texas Tech Red Raiders.
Oh, duh. Yeah. I forget about that school.
Yeah. They're good.
No disrespect, Texas Tech. I do think Texas Tech is very good, but they did lose. It's interesting. I mean, Toppin came back. He played incredible against Sam Houston, but did lose Darian Williams. And Federico's not there. Interesting. They lost a good amount of pieces.
I still think they're going to be good. They brought in some talented players, but yeah, this is a big result for North Carolina trying to resurrect some vibes.
Huge year for Hubert Davis, and I mean they kind of reworked the whole roster. I mean, like you said, Wilson, Visar is a newcomer. He's been good for them. Trimble's been good. Kyan Evans, who Mizzou fans might remember, the Colorado State transfer, who they were after. He wound up at UNC. He's been a starter for them. So
good team. I'm sticking in the college basketball roundup of the weekend. My headline reads as follows. Rapid recap. Number 15, Alabama basketball knocks off number 5, St. John's on the road. Had to use one of the local Alabama reporters, Blake Byler. Shout out to Blake. Good guy, covers Alabama down there. I don't think any of them are listening to this podcast, but I had to give him the shout out with the headline. I watched this game, Peyton. Alabama beat St. John's in the Garden. Such an entertaining game. Just back and forth. Obviously, you and I have both seen it. Plenty of what Alabama does to teams and running up and down the floor, but Rick Pitino did his best to match it, and St. John's is a super talented team. I think they'll be okay, but this was just a hell of a game, 103 to 96, and to see this in November had very much an April feel. You have some guys I think that are going to be playing in the next level who were featured in this game. LeBaron Philon had 25 for Alabama. Zuby Ejiofor, get to know his name too for St. John's. He was fantastic in this game. Ian Jackson looked really good off the bench. He only had 14 points, which I say only, but this was a high scoring game. So I guess that's an only, but it was just awesome. I had
52 second half. Goodness.
Yeah. And my mic muted. I had so much fun watching this game. Is what I was cut off of.
I believe you. And I mean, look, Alabama, that was a team that we kind of thought might be in a retool year. Just a little bit. Not that I thought they'd be bad, but mean, they still have so many great players. I mean, Latrell Wrightsell is another good one. Aiden Holloway is a sharpshooter.
Yeah,
that's still a good team. Noah Williamson, that's the guy from Bucknell, right? He didn't do much.
It is.
Davion Hanna, Mizzou fans might remember him. He played 2 minutes.
Yep. So just a little preview, because you got Kansas, you got Alabama. Those are two teams Mizzou's going to play. So there's some notes on them. But yeah, college basketball is awesome, Payton.
Oh yes, it is that time of year, Jack.
It is. Do you have a joke for us to end the show?
I sure do, Jack. This one comes from our favorite TV series, The Today Show. Jack, why didn't the son go to college?
Why didn't the son go to college? Because he was enlightened earlier.
Not a bad effort, but no. Why didn't the son go to college? It already had 1 million degrees.
There you go. It's a good one.
It's pretty good.
Bruh.
Can't hear a word you're saying.
Why is it not going now?
What are you saying?
This is getting cut, by the way. My mic came unplugged again.
Professional podcast if this is left in.
It's going to be a line of no audio. All right, we will be back with Kenny. We will preview Mississippi State, which Payton sounds like he's going to have some spicy takes about. So tune into that one. We will talk more Mizzou men's hoops. I don't even think we said, Payton, what is up next for the men's basketball?
Oh, they play Minnesota. Like, it's a real game on Wednesday.
It is. You're right. Minnesota. It is SEC Network Plus still. Couldn't get the main channel for that, I guess.
What is on SEC Network that night that a high major game can't get on the TV screen?
I don't know. So we'll preview that one, or I guess we'll recap that one with the timeline.
Yep.
We'll have to preview that one, or we'll have to recap that one on Thursday for you guys. So should be an exciting one between Mizzou and Minnesota. So we'll look ahead to that game. Until then, we'll see you next time.